you have ER on it. And that ER means, the E means evaluation. Evaluation. You must be able to evaluate. And that's the last part of the principles of goal setting. Let me just do a recap for those of us that are just joining. We already talked about the principle of goal setting. The first one is commitment, clarity, challenge, complexity, and feedback. Now, I'm talking about the smarter goal. The smarter goal is this. It's not just the SMART goal. It doesn't stop at the SMART goal. It doesn't stop at being time-bound. It also continues to ER. And that E stands for evaluation. It stands for ethic. Now, is it ethical? Is your goal ethical? Is it just what you want to do? You don't care how it's going to happen? No, we have to check it to evaluate it and check it if it is ethical. Does it align with what is legal? Does it align with what is good? Does it align with what is virtuous? Does it align with what is necessary and, interesting for people? Is it empathic? Does it have empathy at all as a center point? That is, you have to evaluate it. It's not just enough that your goals are SMART. Yes, I want to, do this. It's also a goal to want to rob 50 banks in a year. It's a goal, but it's not ethical. It's not ethical to want to rob 50 banks in a year. It's a goal, but you need to check out your goal. Is it ethical? Very important. Now we are going to the smarter. We need to be smarter now because this is a age that everything is becoming really, really digital, and you need to be really smarter. We have smartphones, and for you to be able to handle a smartphone, you need to be smarter. And that's why our goals too needs to be smarter. So you have to check it. Don't just stop at, okay, the goal is specific, the goal is measurable, the goal is achievable, the goal is realistic, the goal is time-bound. Also check if it is ethical. And the R there is rewarding. That's always been the silent thing we don't want to talk about. A lot of time, that's it. Is it rewarding? Check it out. Is the goal rewarding? Many times we don't discuss it, but that's what happens anyway. That's why we set goals. We actually we are out to look for certain reward. So you need to be able to check the reward. And many times you have to be quality control conscious in your reward. It's not just about the quantity. Sometimes you may have, it's possible that you have 50 loaves of bread and none of them is properly baked if you are not careful about the quality control. It's very important. So when you're able to your TV is smart, your refrigerator can only be reached through a vehicle of plans. I have come up with a car of goal that will help us to reach but the thing is this, motivation is but beginning. If you cannot have a goal that is enough to motivate you, hey guy, from this simple concept. All of us have seen a car before. If you don't have one yet, you soon have one. Maybe it's one of your goals for this year. It will come true. Don't worry. Just do what is right, and you get what is right. Now, a car of gold. The ignition is powered by the battery, and the battery is what you also need in your life. You must know those things that are like batteries in your life for you to be able to always ignite the fulfillment of a goal. Now look at yourself. You don't know those things that make you to tick. Don't go to places that do not contribute to the fulfillment of your goal. People that will not make your babies to leap inside of you, don't go around them. You must have, heard or seen the story of John the Baptist in the belly of her mom, Elizabeth, and Jesus Christ in the belly of her mom, Virgin Mary. When they both met, there was a salutation between the two of them. They exchanged pleasantries. The same thing with our goals. When you don't go to places where your goals are given a turbocharge, when your goals are ignited, what you will get is a suicide of your goal. So it's important, very, very important that you know those things that ignite your goal. The second thing I'm going to talk about now is the alternator. Now, the alternator in a car is what transfers the mechanical energy to the electrical energy that powers the working of a car. Now, the energy comes from the internal combustion in the engine. You have your induction, compression, power, and exhaust. Now, when the energy is being annexed from your chemical energy, that's from your fuel. Your fuel will produce chemical energy, then it enters into the car gets it, in the engine as mechanical energy. When the piston is running in through the block, the engine block, then it is translated to the body or to the car for effectiveness through the alternator as electrical energy. You must know that thing. Find those things in your life around you that help you to translate your energy from that motivation. See, motivation is not enough. You must be able to translate that motivation. Now, motivation is just like, just like energy rush. You can be motivated now. That's why a lot of people don't do a lot of things when after they go for a motivation session. After a motivational speaker speaks to people, they feel really, really ready. Wow, I want to do this, I want to do that. But many times, just few moments after they have listened to those powerful words, quotable quotes, and whatever you call them, they are unable to do those things they listen to. You know why? Because they were unable to translate the motivation they got. The motivation came to them in form of an energy. And because they were unable to trap it and store it for future use, they are unable to do what they are supposed to do when they need this energy. The thing is this: there are some times that you have too much of food. The smart thing for you to do is not to eat everything into your stomach, or else you have constipation. What you have to do is to look for, okay, how do I do it? If the food is still raw, what do I do with it? I will not cook everything. If the food is already cooked, what do I do with it? Okay, I look for a refrigerating system. How can I store it? If there's something I can put in the oven, how can I do it? How can I preserve it so that the next time I'm going to be hungry, I would just go for this energy, the same thing. In 2021, if you are not smart enough to know how to translate your energy from the easiest form, which is motivation. A lot of things will motivate you. What they are doing to you is not just to make your head to swell. It's not just to make you happy. No, what they are doing to you is to give you some energy concentrate, to give you some energy deposit that you necessarily cannot finish at that point. Anything that can make you to jump on your feet is an energy that is too much for you at that point. It has taken you off your threshold. It has taken you off that fundamental level. It has made you to leap then you know it's too much of energy. But you know what to do with it. You don't use that energy. You store it for future use. A time will come, you will feel like, let the word come down on me. You feel like I can't do this thing again. I should not do this thing again. But when you have this energy already translated into a form that you can always pick up and use, hey, the sky is your limit. And one of those things you use in translating, one of those things that is an alternator that helps you to translate your energy are the stuffs you listen to, the things you read, the books you read, the tapes you listen to, the videos you watch. And one thing is your vision board. Many times when I feel like, oh, I think I just want to sleep more, I feel like I'm tired. And I look at my vision board, I say, hey, guy, no. I have to get on my feet because I have not done this, I have not done this, I have not done what I will need for me to get to this place. So I get back on my feet. So it's important that you have an alternator, something that will translate your energy from where it is too much to where it is needed. Now, another thing I want to talk about is the axle. The axle is, the leg, what you call the leg, the wheel, it's a combination of a lot of stuff, in the car that makes the car to be able to move. Now, if you ignited the car, remember I told you the ignition is motivation. The ignition is what you're actually listening to now is like an ignition, right? That's it. But the thing is this, it's not sufficient that you are ignited. Now, some of us are already feeling very uncomfortable now, like, let me just be done with this session. Let me just find way and get out of this place and go do something. You're already feeling like that, I understand, but calm down. Calm down. Before you go do something, I want to tell you something. This energy will not last. It may not even last you to the end of the day. And that's why you need to translate it. You understand? Now, we have left alternator. Now we are now on the axle. Now the axle is, the leg, the movement. You have ignited the car is ready to move, right? And now that the car is moving, what will grant you smooth movement is the axle. In fact, as a matter of fact, your car should not even move without the legs. You can ignite from now to tomorrow. And if you don't have the axle that will house the tire, there's no movement. So you must be able to identify that moving aid in your life. You see, let me tell you something. There is energy to fulfill everything in momentum. That's why that great man said, it's either you are crawling, you're walking, or you are flying. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you keep moving. As long as you keep moving, you keep gathering momentum. A time will come that your momentum will be enough for you to do anything you want to do. You don't wait and say, because I don't have enough energy at the moment, I'm not going to do anything. You will not be able to have enough energy to do anything eventually. So you start little, start from where you are, keep gathering momentum. So you must know that what will give you that movement. See, you must move from where you are to where you want to be in a bit by bit if you actually want it to happen. It's not just going to happen. You won't just sit down and, there will be movement. You have to take step. You have to move. You have to take step, move. If you don't move, nothing will move. And until you move, before things move. And if things don't move, you know what that means? It's like a dead life. The axle. The next thing I want to talk about now is the brake. No, we are talking about the car of gold. We've talked about the battery and the ignition. The spark plug is part of the component, the component or the train of ignition. The spark plug, when you spark it, is a spark plug that will create the sufficient energy. Boom, that will ignite the fuel that has been injected into the induction chamber of your engine. Don't mind me, I did engineering, so it's interesting when I talk about engineering to you. Even though you never did engineering, you will like it. So the car of gold. Now I want to talk about the brake. You see, The beautiful thing about life is it's not all move all the time. You need what? To break at some time. And the idea is this: when you know when to break, it becomes interesting. But the problem we have many times is that people are actually stopping without knowing why they are stopping. You must know how to break. You know why you need to know how to break or why you need to break? It's because there are some crazy people you will meet on the road to fulfilling your goal. You are driving your car. You are a good driver, but you have other people in their cars that are crazy. I mean, really crazy. They could only afford to get a key from whoever way they have gotten the key, and they are inside the car and they are on the road. That's the only thing you can talk about them that is nice. Any other thing, they are totally crazy. And would you say because this person is crazy, the person is coming head on to you, and you two will face and say, let me prove to this person that I am not crazy. I think you need a break. You know why you need a break? There are some guys that do not give a damn. They are ready to collide with you if you cannot take a pause and move off that lane. So you need a braking system. There are a lot of things, that entails that. But you must be able to know. Let me talk about one of those braking systems. It's just about sights. The braking system I'm talking about here now is about sights. Now, how do you determine or know when you need to brake? You know and you determine when you need to brake sights. The first thing is foresight. The second thing is insight. And the third thing is insight. Now, all of these things, they are all in a car. No, I'm giving you a car. When you see a car, I want you to remember your goals. And that's why I'm giving you a car of goals. You know why? Because Picasso said, our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plans. Because Picasso said, our goals can only be reached through a vehicle of plans, it's ideal for me to give you the car of goals. And now I'm talking to you about the car and these things to work, your sight. You will not be able to know when you are to match your brake if your eyes are actually blindfolded. Your sight. Your sight is important for your braking system. Because if you are unable to sense obstruction, you will not see any need for you to brake the system. Now, the inside is your rear mirror. That mirror that helps you to see behind you. You don't need to turn to see, you need to learn from your past. When you dwell in your past, when you become a pastor of your past, you will miss out of your green pasture in the future. Because the longer you take in the past, the drier the green pasture in the future becomes. Because you are depriving it of the attention it is for it to remain green. So you don't need to actually go back to see the back. That's the work of the rear mirror, the side mirror. You can see the back without going to the back. And when you are seeing the back without going to the back, it will also inform you on how to apply your brake system. And when you see the front too through your windscreen, it will also give you wisdom on when to apply your brake system. And the insight, sometimes the insight may be that, okay, I think I've gotten to my destination. That is inside of you. I think I want to just stop by here. It's not because of what you are seeing ahead of you. It's not because of what you are seeing behind you, but because of what is inside of you. An instinct, a knowing, a nudge in your spirit, or you just feel like, or you just want to have refreshment. Sometimes it happens on the way to fulfilling our goals. You need to have refreshment. You need to refuel. You need to rejuvenate. You cannot just fire all along. As a matter of fact, I told you, it is like a car. And because it is like a car, you also need to know that there are some times you need to refuel. Yeah, you need to refuel. And that was why I talked so much about the alternator. The alternator is what would take the energy from the mechanical form of it to the electrical form of it that your car needs to give you your headlamp, that your car needs to give you your AC, that your car needs to make the dashboard to come up, and all of it like that. But first of all, it came from the chemical energy that you got from the fuel by stopping over at the fueling station. So the braking system sometimes may be needed, will always be needed for a refresher. You have to stop at sometimes and take a refreshment, refill, and move on. You can't. There is no car that is designed to work forever without a refuel. The same thing with the goal. The radiator. Let me talk about the radiator, and that will be all for the car of gold. The radiator. It's an interesting insight. However, I know that, and I will not tell you everything here. Maybe you have to join me some other time to understand more about the car of gold. Now, the radiator is actually that part of the car component, the system that helps to cool the engine. You know, it prevents the car from overheating. Radiator, it's you know, takes out the heat that the engine generates. Hey, you don't need to, you should not dare to check out the temperature of the combustion engine. Hey, my God, the combustion chamber, I'm sorry, I can't give you the actual temperature of the combustion chamber now. I don't want to just, you know, fumble on that. But the temperature there is enough to take care of a furnace. I mean, a furnace. And if you know what furnaces are meant for, they are for refining. They are for making pure dirty metals, raw metals. And a furnace is something that needs high level of heat. And that's the kind of temperature that happens in the car engine. Imagine there are no radiators. You just see cars moving and exploding on motion. The same thing. Hey, guy, I talked to you now about having to stop over sometimes on your journey to fulfilling your goal. Yeah, the radiator is also a way to suck out the heat, to give you know, a cooling effect that will not make the whole thing to be tensed. It's not easy to fulfill goals, really. It's not easy to be a sane person. It's not easy to be normal. It's not easy at all to be normal. I mean it. It's a lot of heat, a lot of fire. Please, I think somebody is interfering there. Please help us with that interference so that I'm not distracted. So it's not easy to be normal. I mean it. It's a lot of heat. But at some point, the heat is too much. You need the radiator. You need time out with friends. You need time out with family members. You need to just go and see, you know, the woods. Go and see the waters. Go to places, go and play, go and just refresh sometimes. And for some of us, you know, we just find a dancing time in the presence of God, like I did yesterday. It was really interesting, you know, to cool down. It's a radiator system. Hey, it helps a lot. If you don't have this radiator in the car of your goal, oh, you are soon going to crash. That is if you have not even crashed. So you have to take care of that. Let that be part of your resolution this year. There are a lot of things that have started happening in 2021 already, and you need to position yourself for them. You need to position yourself to be able to maximize all of these things. And that will bring me to what I'm going to round up with, and that is the fitness and the fitness versus the form of everyone listening to me now. For every footballer, you know, I had opportunities sometimes in the past. I think that was in my final years. Our level captain was not around for our departmental football team, and I had to just help out. I love football many times. You know, I just want to engage in the sport of football. And it was interesting, actually, that I had to step into the shoe of the coach. Then the coach was not around. The assistant coach was not also around. So I had to step into their shoes to help out with the game. And you know what? First half of the game, we were 1-0 down. Very interesting game it is. And it was, rather. And we actually ended the match 3-1 up with 10 men. Is it not interesting? Oh, so interesting. Something was very particular in that game to me. I looked at two things about my players. Before the game started, the first half, it was their game because every one of them wanted to know what is said he cannot hear me. Hello? Sorry. If you can hear me, please let me know. If you can't hear me, let me know too. So I think it's better now. Okay, thank you. We're good to go. So there are two things to consider about your player as a coach. The first thing is fitness, and the second thing is form. Sometimes there's nothing you can do about form. Form is like what Diego Maradona had, even till he died. He had such kind of reputation that you cannot just come near it and say you want to beat it because you are smart. No. But fitness was what he did not have when he stopped playing football. And many times the problem is this: we are unable to reconcile that there are differences to come to terms with between our fitness and our form. This is your form. Yeah, this is a form you came with from last year. Some of us, we are already having better form because of the kind of psychology we possess. But so many people have not done anything about their form because they don't even know they can do something about their form. And because they don't know they can do something about their form has remained the way it is. Now listen, your form is not your fitness. I may not be a to any dog can still stay to him if I am fit. Are you fit for fulfilling your goals? Or you just have the form? And the form is always a record we keep from our previous or our last goal. Are you still hearing me? Okay. The form, many times, is what we have from our previous or our last fulfillment, so to say, not goal now. The form you had to fulfill your previous goal or your latest success, it's not sufficient for you to fulfill the next goal. The process may be the same. The principles may be the same. But you need a higher level of fitness for you to fulfill this next goal. Actually, you pull your shoe or a new shoe. So very important. Very, very important. I want to leave you with that. Check on your fitness as much as your form. Your form is not same thing as your fitness for your goals. And before you go, your high is in intent, your intention. The T is training. That's fit. Those are the things you need to consider for your fitness. Those are the things you need to consider to be sure that you will be fit. Check out how you have been feeding. Check out how you have been feeding the nutrients now, not just the food. And when I'm talking about feeding, I'm not talking about what you are putting into your belly alone. I'm also talking about what you are putting into your mind, into your spirit. They will impact grossly your fitness. And your intent, what's your intent? What's your purpose? What have you discovered yourself to be here for? And the training is how you have put to test the food you eat, the information you gather, the things you learn with the intent you have, the training. You know what? This year is going to be interesting, not because you have written down your goals, but because you are ready to go all out to fulfill your goals. If you forget anything in this session, don't forget the car of gold. Sometimes your car can break down. Fix it. Don't throw it away if you don't have another car. Don't be in a hurry. If there is overheating, check your radiator. Is it working fine? The air filter, oil filter, are they doing fine? Don't just feel that your car is bad, and because of that, you can't go forward. Fix it and keep moving. As long as you move, you gather and gain momentum. And as long as there is momentum, everything is possible in the space of time. You know what? This year is waiting for you to prove that you actually succeeded 2020. This year is waiting for you to prove that you were in that 2020 that taught all of us a lesson. For some of us that missed the first session, I want you to go to Jbuit YouTube set, and you know why I want to leave you now? It's as if I've not said what you need to hear, but I want you to hunger for more. It's one of those things that will make you to stay on your feet and go after your goal. Remember, the energy you have gotten here may die before the evening. Know how to translate. Stop your energy for future use. It's good to have you, and I really want to appreciate this opportunity. I'm excited. I'm so happy to have every one of you come out. Amazing. You know what? If you don't have a goal, you are not better than a goat. And you know what? Even goats have goals. They go at it. That's enough goal. It's good. See you. Thank you. Gracious. I'm grateful. It's good to have you. I want to leave now. Let me check. I'm trying to see if okay. Let me move from here. I'm moving from here. Good.